Here it is, the new boat. Check it out. This is the outside of it. We'll pull it in the garage to kind of walk through the inside of it. It's still pretty cold out, but it is a Lund 1800 Pro-V IFS SE. That is right. This is a 2006. Nice stainless steel prop on it. This has got a 150 Mercury Optimax. Amazing motor. It's got about 500 hours on it. Brand spanking new transom. Has not been on the water since this transom got replaced. If you know, they used to actually have a wood transom in them when they were original. This one had a little bit of an issue with it, so they fully replaced it at the factory with a composite transom, redid the whole back of it, repainted it. So this thing is all done. They checked fuel lines and everything, so I think they replaced one of those. So this thing is like in mint condition right now. It definitely has a little bit of dock rash on it, but honestly, nothing out of the ordinary for a boat that's a 2006. So I'm pretty happy with it. It's on a nice bunk trailer. Of course, maybe we'll have to do some tires and wheels at some point here because I think they're aging a little bit, but all the lights work on it. It's in pretty dang good condition. It's got a transom saver on it there. Inside of the boat, we'll do a little sneak peek here and then we'll pull it in the garage and kind of walk through it. I've been really impressed with how much storage it looks like it has. Of course, I had to do full windshield. And of course, we've got a rod box down there in the center area. But like, look how clean this thing is. Of course, it's been used, but pretty dang clean. All the electronics that are on it are coming off. Here we are in my garage. It started sleeting and snowing out. It is absolutely crazy weather that we got going on right now, but we're in my garage. So what we're gonna do is a full walkthrough of what it looks like on the inside right now before I do absolutely anything to it. I haven't done anything at all. We're gonna talk through what's in here, and I'm gonna talk through what I'm planning on doing this season. I wanna know from you though, what do you think about what's in it? What do you think about the condition? What do you wanna see me do on this boat this year? Let me know down in the comments below. All right, so starting at the bow, what we got here is a trolling motor. This is a Minn Kota PowerDrive trolling motor that we got here, and it's got two blades. So it's got the weedless wedge blade. That's the trolling motor that's on here. I'm gonna be taking this off. I'm gonna put a quick release plate on here, and I'm gonna put the Garmin Force Kraken 75-inch trolling motor, and I'll have it go up that gunnel, sit on there too. I'm probably gonna need a clamp for head support as well. They've also got a Lowrance up here. So this is on just a small little ram ball mount. This looks like a size A ram ball mount, and this is the HDS5. So it's got plugs and power and everything up here. We've got, of course, our front light. What I like about this is it's got the nice sheet of plywood up here, and then it does have the aluminum underneath it. So this is gonna be pretty sturdy for my Force Kraken, which I'm gonna like. It also has on either side here, you can see right here, and you can see on this side, these are for your anchor line. So you notch it back in there, you can put your anchor in there, so you put your anchor line in there, and then it stops the anchor from going out, but you can pull the anchor through it, and it will pull tighter for you. And you can do that on either side of the bow up here, which is pretty great. As we go down here, there are 2 foot pedals. Not sure if one doesn't work or they just got 2 with it or just got 1 for a backup, but there's 2 trolling motor pedals, so those will go with the trolling motor when I get rid of that. That was in this front little cubby here. One thing that I like is they've got a few of these throughout the boat. These are like an interior light. In fact, let me turn them on for you. We can turn master power on, and we've got a interior light switch we can go ahead and flip on, and you can see it's got a nice little light right here too. But the right up front here, you can see we got a nice amber light here, and this is an LED light, which I love. I think all of the lights on here have been upgraded to LED. I doubt this boat came with them, but that is really nice, a nice little LED light for in those low light settings if you want a little bit of light up here. And it's not white, so it doesn't ruin your night vision. Up here, what we got is a battery condition meter. So this is a little bit old school. Not sure if I'll use it at all because I will be using lithium, and lithium batteries will not work with this guy right here. So you've got battery 1, you just hold it in and it'll tell you. Battery 2, you hold it in and it'll tell you. Battery 3, obviously it's got a little bit on battery 3. And then you can actually trim your motor, if you can hear it, from up here as well, and your trolling motor plug receptacle, which is pretty nice. We got this. This is one of Lund's cup holders. It's stuck. These things always get stuck, so I probably won't even use it. Probably just leave it the way that it is. And then we got this cubby up here, which is just nice for storage or whatever we want in here. Nice carpeted. It's nice and clean in there, which I'm happy with. That is where these pedals were stored before, which is probably where I'll put my pedal. As we work our way back before we go into the floor, we've got a net on this side here. We've just got one of the cables up there. We've got a net on this side as well. This one, I gotta replace that top elastic piece if I want to, but nice storage area for nets there. And then as we go back here, this is closed off here. They've got a max air intake here. And then in front of the full windshield on this boat here, but in front of it, what we've got is a nice little spot to throw some, I think these are 3600 size boxes, can go in here. There's a spot for 2 of them to go right in here for like terminal tackle, baits, whatever you want. And then on the passenger side, you got the same thing. This one is broken. The previous owner said that he used to keep his anchor in here, which is actually a really good idea. I might keep an anchor in here plus an extra emergency anchor in here as well, because this one is huge. There's a huge cavity in here. Absolutely massive. Maybe I'll look at replacing this, not really sure. It's not really that big of a deal because it closes up and it still is watertight by the looks of it there. On this side, what we got here, this is a little access door for wiring and whatnot going through underneath the gunnel. Then we've got our gas tank. This is where she opens up. It's a push tab and boom, we got gas that can go in there. We've got a tie down point here, so we can pop that up. We got a nice tie down point, which is great. And then we've got our gunnel all the way across. I forgot on this side, we do have a tie down point as well. Now, in the floor, we've got 2 cubbies up here. We've got a pedestal base up here. We've got 2 cubbies here. We've got a cubby there. That's our big rod locker opening that we'll see once we get into the cockpit area. And then we got another cubby here. So let's go through these front cubbies first. This cubby, what we got is a whole lot of nothing in here right now, but it is huge, big, tons of storage space. It bends back over this way, goes under here, underneath the rod area, and then kind of stops here. But there's a lot of space in that one. And then on this side, we got another cubby that's just about the same thing. And what we got in here is an extra spare prop for the boat, and you can just see how much extra space there is there. So lots of storage space for stuff in those 2 front cubbies. Then as we go back on the driver's side of the boat here, we've got a Livewell. So we can see this Livewell goes and it stops under here. You can see there what it looks like over there. And we do have a nice little interior light in here, which is great. And then we've got a little Livewell bait bucket that you can actually pull out and use this if you want to. This can pull out too if we wanted it to. But yeah, nice front bait well, live well, if you will, which is great for separating your fish, obviously. And then we've got, of course, the post. This is probably where I'm gonna put just like a leaning stool or something like that. Maybe a chair, we'll see. And then on this side, I could put a plug in there, and then it looks like maybe 3,700 size boxes could fit in here. So I actually might use this one for tackle because I don't really keep a ton of fish, and I've got some big live wells in the back as well, so who knows? Otherwise, that could probably be maybe a cooler or something too. Then back here, we got a really deep storage area. And this has the Lund onboard charger inside of it as well, and then just an extension cord right now. I will be taking that out. I've got a different onboard charger that I'll be hooking up because I'll be using lithium batteries for the trolling motor, which is what those ones will be going to. And then the motor battery will be back there. But look at how clean the floor on this boat is. Very well taken care of, especially here on the inside. Then as we go back over here to the driver's side, we've got another huge, massive storage area for, life jackets or whatever the heck we want to put in there, bait, tackle, whatever. But this is what it looks like standing up, facing back in the bow of the boat towards the back. And we've got our full windshield pass through, of course, as we can see. And here's the angle from the cockpit area looking up. Really freaking awesome. I'm going to be putting a couple of shuttle mounts on either side as well. I'm not planning on fixing a screen up here, so it'll be my force crack controlling motor. That'll come off of there. And then I'll probably have like a shuttle here and then maybe another shuttle here or something like that, because I obviously can't put a shuttle here because of this trolling motor. So maybe I'll do like a center mounted shuttle and then one there, one with like LiveScope, maybe Ping Live sonar, Mega Live, Eagle Eye 9, something like that. So that way we can be up here and use it. And those won't be mounted. those will be using the sport track on here, so I can move them anywhere in the boat because the sport track goes all the way along the gunnel across the whole boat, which is great because I can move them around. So if we got a couple people fishing back here, I can actually move those shuttles back here as well. Now, as we look down here, what we got is a nice center rod locker. This was one of the things I had to have. I did not have in my last boat, and I was like, the next boat that I get has to have this. So here it is, really nice in here. This whole thing does pull out, and what you're able to do is get to, there's actually quite a few cavities down here for batteries in here as well. But this has storage for 8 rods, 7 feet max on each of them. Let me know down in the comments below if you've done this before, if you'd recommend or not recommend it. But part of me is thinking about taking this plate off. I know it's just 4 screws. I can pop that off and just having it be an open cavity where I can just slide rods in there. I'm gonna have them in rod sleeves anytime that I put them in here, so I'm not worried about them tangling up in there. But since they'll be in rod sleeves, I can fit more than 8. Otherwise, I guess I could just use these and put like 2 per. Maybe that's a better idea. But 7 foot max is a little restrictive for me, but it does look like I've got an opening down here underneath. My guess is that's for airflow or something like that. And so I wonder if I could put like some rod butts in there or something like that. But let me know what you guys have done to put longer rods in there and then more than just 8. And of course that shuts really nicely and it locks as well. Most of the, like half of them lock, half of them don't. And then next to it here, what we have is a little access door, which I have no clue what this is. I'm gonna assume it's fuses. And yes, it is our fuse panel inside of here. So that's Velcroed on there. As we get into the cockpit here, what we've got is, again, nice and clean here. Master power switch. We've got the key. We got 12 volt power here. Fuel gauge, miles per hour, RPM, trim. And then we've got our forward Livewell fill. We've got recirc, auto and manual. We've got our horn, and then we've got our aft Livewell fill, and then auto manual for recirc, and then we've got our manual bilge here. Of course, this has an auto bilge as well, so it's got the 2 interior light switch that we turned on earlier, and then we've got nav lights, middle's nothing, and then anchor lights as well. Got the nice little Lund logo there. We do have a stereo. This guy's just a simple basic Sony, but it does work pretty well. And then next to the windshield here, we do have an antenna that pops up as well. Down along the side here, what you're gonna see, these do not work. So maybe you guys can tell me if that's common that these don't work. Otherwise, I can go ahead and maybe swap these out or figure out what's wrong. But they don't turn. The owner told me that they don't work, so I didn't expect them to, but they're pretty locked up. So I don't know if they just go bad all the time or if there's something else that I need to do, but I like the little light here kind of on the floor. And that is what we're rocking with for the sticker on this guy. We got our motor control here, which is nice, up and down tilt trim. We've got forward, reverse, and neutral. We do have a stereo port here, a little bit of storage on the foot deck here below the steering wheel, and this is a tilt steering wheel. We can see we got a Humminbird here. This is a 859 Ci HD, but this is gonna go as well. A little RAM mount here. I might leave it, I might take it off, but I'm gonna put a Garmin GPSMAP 1243 XSV here, which will be great because I'll still be able to sit here. I'll be able to dual screen, quad screen if I want to, and then look out the windshield. And then if I want to pull one of those shuttles with the LiveScope over here, my thought is I can actually hook it up right here, have the shuttle right here off the side, so then I actually have my 12-inch here, my 10-inch here on the side, and then I can have my pole right here as well. So I can, in the cockpit, have like my LVS 34 in this going, and then I can have the 32 up there, or I could have the 32 on the side if I had another person here, Mega Live, Eagle Eye, whatever we want to do. So lots of fun stuff happening this year. From there, we've got a couple of nice boat seats here. They're obviously original. It's a 2006, so a little beat up, some tears, nicks, whatever, but they feel comfortable. 2 more in the back here. In terms of what we got for posts, I don't know if this is considered an air ride seat, but it's got kind of that thicker post. We got that seat post there, and then we got a beefy guy here as well. So I think that these front 2 are air ride, and then I think the back 2 are just your normal seat posts, I think, but I could be wrong. I gotta look into them. I kind of want to get one of those ones that has like the accordion on here, which is like a true air ride, which are really comfortable. I'm thinking of getting one. I also kind of want to get like a couple of captain's chairs that have like the arms on them that kind of relax back. I'm thinking I might be able to get like my mom or my wife or my daughter, as she gets a little bit older here, out on the boat with me. They've got a seat pedestal back here that you can kind of like just lay out in the sun, or up here would be kind of nice for those days where the one thing that I really like is the bow of this boat is much bigger, it feels like, than on the Tyee that I had. It could just be because this is not open here. This is closed off, but I think it is bigger. This boat is 2 inches shorter, 1 inch wider than my Tyee was, but this feels way nicer in terms of fishability up front here. So as we go back, we already kind of talked about the seats. There's the fuel tank right here underneath me. And then along the side here, I like how it kind of rocks in here. We've got really wide gunnels. Again, I don't need to put Trax Tech along the whole thing because I've got the Sport Track here. So I'm gonna get a bunch of those adapters and just move things around there, which is gonna keep these gunnels nice and open, which I love. These are the foot grippers, so when you're getting in and out of the boat, you put your foot there to not slide on a wet, smooth aluminum surface. And then I like the crap handles, if you will, that each seat has next to them. That was something that was missing on my Tyee, which I thought was kind of interesting, but you have those old crap handles, which are great. Moving over to the passenger seat here, we've of course got another speaker. We've got a nice glove box area that does lock. There's a few accessories and things in here. This is big as well, which I liked about the Tyee. Nice big glove box. We've got a cup holder here. On the driver's side, there was no cup holder that I thought was kind of interesting, but I might get a cup holder attachment there, or I almost feel like maybe there is one that I can get here or something. I don't know, but I'm gonna get some sort of cup holder because I like having my water, my energy drink, or my coffee out here with me. Then as we move back here, we've got a pretty wide, nice storage area here. This is where I had to put rods in my Tyee last year. Hashtag I didn't actually use it for that, but we got a paddle, some posts in here, our nav lights and things like that. So maybe things that I'm not going to use as often. Maybe that's where I'll put like life jackets and extra things like that too. Dock line and those types of things, floats. And then on this side, what we've got is the fire extinguisher down there. And then by this rear passenger seat on the driver's side here, underneath the O-crap handle, is we've got a nice little cubby here where you can store quite a bit of stuff. There's a little bit of storage in here to keep maybe some extra tackle or things like that in there too. Then in between these two rear seats here, we do actually have a bottom floor area where we got the motor battery. A little dirty in there, but not too bad. And this looks like a fairly new battery, which is kind of nice. We do have a nice little casting deck area back here. We've got one of those nice little lights here. And then in here, we've got our main oil tank. Again, we're running 150 horsepower Mercury Optimax. It's got 502 hours on it right now. Our primary oil tank here, some extra oil, some tools and filters and things like that. So kind of our storage area for oil and whatnot. I could put a nice seat back here, actually use this to fish off of if I want, off the rear of the boat here. And then in the middle, we've got a huge Livewell. We've got a nice interior light here. And then we've got a separator that I could take out if I wanted to. And then as you can see here, we've got a lot of space on either side. And this actually carries all the way over here. So if I open this one up, this is actually a spot for bait to go in. And that actually connects through underneath here. So this is a huge Livewell in the back of the boat. And then from there, what we got is a little access port here. This is for Minn Kota, some sort of adapter plug thing. Not sure what that's for, maybe for the motor or something. I don't know. We got wires that can go into the gunnel there. Max air intake back there. This is where we got our light post area, another tie down port area here. Really clean back here, which is nice. This just had a brand new transom put in it. Nice new composite transom by Lund. On this side here, we got a fuel selector. Here's a question that I have for you all. I see that it says main, which I don't know if it is pointing this way to reserve or if it's pointing to main. You tell me, is this pointing to main or reserve right now? I could Google it probably too. So that's what we got here with my new to me 2006 Lund Pro-V. I'm looking at a few different things. I'm gonna put steps on the trailer. I'm probably gonna put a rampant clamp on the front of it. I'm looking at maybe getting a wrap on this guy too. So we'll see what we do. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what I should do on the boat. Tons of exciting new plans and gear and things that we're going to try out this year. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below what you think. And until next time, take it easy.